Hey guys, so we just finished up with area of rectangles and parallelograms. Okay, so we are going to go back to area of some different shapes like triangles and trapezoids and circles and stuff like that. But since we're working with rectangles, I want to skip ahead from area to volume and look at volume of rectangular prisms. Okay, so a rectangular prism is basically just a box. It's going to have a rectangular base, which is where it gets its name. And then a prism just means it also has rectangular sides to it. Okay. But you guys should be pretty familiar with the rectangular prism because it's basically just a box. So when we're dealing with the volume, that means that you're filling it. Okay, so think about if you were filling it with water. Okay, how much water can it hold? All right, so that's figuring out the volume. Okay, so when you're finding the volume of a rectangular prism, it's pretty simple. When you found the area of a rectangle, you just took the length and you multiplied it by the width. All right, that gave you the area of that rectangle. Now, anytime you're finding the volume of any three-dimensional shape, you will find, well, I shouldn't say any, but for some of them, you will find the area of the base, and then you'll multiply that by the height for any prism. You'll multiply that by the height of the prism. Okay, so the area of the base is length times width. So we find the area of that base. So the area of the base, the area of the base is length times width. And then you'll just multiply that by the height. So we get length times width times height. Pretty simple. You're only going to be given 3 numbers in the problem. So you just multiply them together. I'm fine with using a calculator. It's not a problem. Okay? All right, so find the volume of the rectangular prism. Now it tells us the answers can be exact or rounded to the nearest tenth. It doesn't matter which one you want to do. For this problem in particular, they're all whole numbers, so we don't even have to worry about rounding. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the length, which is 10 meters, times the width, which is 13 meters. It doesn't matter which numbers you use for which, because multiplication is commutative, so you can multiply them in different orders. It doesn't matter. And then you're going to multiply that by the height, which is 8 meters. So you'll take your calculator, and you'll do 10 times 13 times 8. When you do that, you're going to get 1,040. And then you have meters times meters times meters, which is meters cubed. Anytime you're working with volume, your units will always be cubed. Okay, think about separately, not even with this problem. Think about if you had 5 times 5 times 5, right? We could just say that that was 5 cubed. Same thing's going to happen with your units. If you had meters times meters times meters, that's meters cubed. Okay, that's why for area, it was always squared, because you would only have 2 dimensions. You would have meters times meters. Okay, so area is always squared, volume is always cubed. 2 dimension, 3 dimension. Okay, so you get your final answer of 1,040 meters cubed. All right, next we have find the volume of the rectangular prism shown below. Your answer may be exact or rounded to the nearest hundredth. Okay, no, it might not be drawn to scale. I have no idea why that's on there. Don't worry about that. Okay, so we're going to find the volume of this rectangular prism. Again, so you're going to do length times width times height. It doesn't matter what order you do them in. So I'm going to do 2.9 yards, 15.1 yards, and 9.2 yards. Okay. So, again, put them in your calculator. 2.9 times 15.1 times 9.2. You're going to get 402.868. Again, that is yards cubed, because you have yards times yards times yards. And you can enter that in because it says you can enter in your answer exact. It also says, or you could round it to the nearest hundredth. Right? If you wanted to round it, you would do 402 and 87 hundredths yards cubed. Again, you don't have to round it. You can certainly leave your answer exact, and that is fine. Okay, so when finding volume of a rectangular prism, you're going to take length times width times height. Those are going to be the only three numbers that they're giving you in these problems. So you'll multiply those three together to get your answer, your volume. Okay, on Thursday, tomorrow, I have a real world problem for you guys to solve. So we're going to take a break from GMM, and I'm going to give you a Word document that has a real world problem typed up into it. And I got the inspiration because it's a problem that I actually solved earlier in the week. So you can see how I have been using math during this quarantine time, and I'll show you the question that you guys love to ask me. When will I ever need to use this in my life? I'll show you how I used it. All right, so good luck. If you have any problems at all, please reach out to me, and I will be more than happy to help you guys.